If you push yourself hard enough, eventually your body stops working. Your legs turn to lead, your lungs burn, and you simply can't take another step. Conventional sports science usually blames this collapse on empty glycogen stores or a toxic buildup of lactic acid in the muscle tissue. But medical data reveals a paradox. When doctors test athletes immediately after they collapse from exhaustion, their muscles almost always have reserve fuel left in the tank. We saw this biological conflict play out at the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics, where runners faced a brutal marathon under a punishing LA sun. Athletes entered the stadium having lost all physical control, yet Joan Benoit Samuelson pushed through that biological distress to claim the gold. Samuelson's win demonstrated that hitting the wall is rarely a mechanical failure of the muscles. It is a command decision made by the brain to shut the system down. To understand this, we must look at the gap between physical and functional capacity. Physical capacity is your absolute upper limit, the point of true biological collapse. Functional capacity is the lower, fluctuating ceiling imposed by your nervous system, a safety margin changing based on risk. Neuroscientist Dr. Scott Frey identifies the unseen force keeping this functional ceiling low as a phenomenon called central fatigue. Central fatigue occurs when a cognitively tired brain forces a completely fresh physical body to slow down. This hidden regulatory process is managed by a distributed series of brain regions known as the fatigue network. This network acts as a calculator for perceived exertion, weighing the metabolic cost of an action against its expected reward. But the system is easily drained. Making micro-decisions at work, managing daily stress, or even scrolling social media depletes the central nervous system. This chart shows how an exhausted fatigue network distorts reality. It mathematically overestimates the cost of exercise and devalues the reward, causing your functional capacity to drop. The intense exhaustion you feel during a workout is not a direct report from your muscles. It's a protective illusion generated by the brain to stop you. For decades, scientists viewed this protective governor as a fixed biological limit, but that changed with the discovery of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself. 30 years of cognitive neuroscience suggests that the brain's governor is not a static threshold. It can be structurally rewired. Clinical imaging studies used lab equipment like this to map how artificial cognitive loads directly triggered physical performance declines in athletes. These studies proved that just as muscles grow stronger under physical intervals, the brain adapts to structured cognitive loads by building fatigue resistance. You can actively train your brain's alarm system to tolerate higher levels of distress before it triggers a shutdown. Many elite athletes now apply this by implementing a mental taper leading up to major competitions. Tapering the brain requires the aggressive removal of decision fatigue. By establishing a strict daily structure, the brain makes zero unnecessary choices, preserving its central energy. This process quiets the default mode network, the brain region responsible for internal chatter, anxiety, and rumination. Cutting screen time and practicing structured mindfulness allows the central nervous system to bank energy that would otherwise be lost to mental noise. Eliminating micro-decisions in your personal life results in a higher physical capacity on race day. Beyond passive recovery, athletes are now using an active protocol called brain endurance training, or BET. In a BET session, an athlete completes a grueling physical interval and then immediately executes a rapid-fire cognitive task without resting. This double loading forces the central nervous system to make fast, accurate decisions under extreme biological pressure. This method builds structural neurological adaptations, creating a level of fatigue resistance that positive self-talk cannot achieve. Endurance is the systematic mastery of cognitive load. By training the brain to resist its own shutdown commands, athletes permanently rewrite their biological limits.